The invincible fleet, the Calvan Empire's war fleet, cuts through space like a blade through silk. Admiral Voss stands on the bridge of the massive command ship Dominator, watching another star system fall before their might. The alien fleet stretches. For kilometers, sleek black vessels with glowing red engines that burn like angry stars. For 3 years, no force in the galaxy has stood against them. The Calvan ships use advanced energy shields and plasma cannons that can melt through any known armor. Their tactics are perfect, their technology superior. Every battle ends the same way. Total victory for the Empire. Captain Rex, Voss's second-in-command, reports the latest conquest. Sir, the Altair colonies have surrendered. Their defense fleet lasted only 6 hours. The bridge crew nods with satisfaction. Another easy victory. The Calvan Empire has conquered 47 star systems in their march toward the galaxy's core. Their ships are faster than light itself. Their weapons can crack planets, and their shields have never been broken. Every alien race they encounter tells the same story. The Calvans are unstoppable. But today, something feels different. The fleet approaches a small blue-green world called Earth. Intelligence reports suggest the humans here have basic space travel and primitive weapons. It should be another quick victory. Admiral Voss studies the tactical display. Earth has only a few orbital stations and some small patrol ships. The humans seem weak, divided into many nations that fight among themselves. Their technology appears centuries behind Calvan standards. This will be over before lunch, Captain Rex says with a laugh. The other officers agree. They have seen this pattern before. Primitive worlds that cannot even scratch their shields. As the fleet moves into Earth's solar system, they detect something unexpected. A single ship emerges from behind Earth's moon. It is massive, larger than any human vessel they have seen before. The ship has a strange design, angular and crude compared to the smooth lines of Calvan technology. What is that thing? Admiral Voss asks, leaning forward in his command chair. The ship appears to be made of thick metal plates welded together. It has no elegant curves or glowing decorations. It looks like a flying fortress built by people who care more about function than beauty. The bridge scanner operator reports his findings. Sir, the ship is approximately 2 kilometers long and heavily armored. I am detecting multiple weapon systems, but they appear to be primitive projectile weapons. The Calvan officers exchange glances. Projectile weapons? They have not faced such ancient technology in decades. Their energy shields can deflect any physical projectile with ease. This will be even easier than they thought. Sir, the communications officer calls out. The human ship is broadcasting a message. Let me hear it, Admiral Voss commands. A deep, calm voice fills the bridge. This is Captain Blake of the Terran Battleship Defiance. You have entered human space with hostile intent. Turn back now, or face the consequences. The Calvan officers burst into laughter. One small ship against their entire fleet? The humans must be insane or desperate. Admiral Voss wipes tears from his eyes. Tell them we accept their surrender. We will be merciful if they do not resist. But the human ship does not retreat. Instead, it begins moving toward the Calvan fleet. The Defiance accelerates slowly but steadily, its massive engines glowing with blue fire. It looks like a mountain moving through space. Sir, Captain Rex says, still smiling, shall we destroy it quickly? One plasma burst should be enough. Admiral Voss considers this. The humans deserve a chance to see how outmatched they are. No, let them come closer. I want them to see the full might of the Calvan Empire before they die. Sometimes fear is more valuable than quick victory. The bridge crew watches as the human battleship approaches. It moves with surprising grace for such a massive vessel. The hull is covered in strange symbols and markings that seemed to tell a story of many battles. "Sir," the scanner operator reports, "I am detecting unusual energy readings from the human ship. The power output is ... significant." Admiral Voss frowns. How significant could it be? The humans are a primitive species that has barely left their home world. Their weapons are crude metal projectiles that cannot penetrate modern shields. Defiance continues its approach, now only minutes away from weapon range. The Kelvon fleet adjusts formation, preparing to demonstrate their superiority. Hundreds of ships move into attack position, their plasma cannons charging with deadly light. But deep in space, something else stirs. The human ship is not as simple as it appears. Hidden within its crude exterior lies technology that no alien race has ever seen. Technology born from a species that has spent its entire history fighting wars against itself. The galaxy is about to learn why humans call themselves the ultimate survivors. First contact. The Kelvon fleet spreads across space like a dark cloud. Admiral Voss watches the human battleship approach with growing curiosity. The Defiance moves steadily forward, its massive bulk cutting through the void with surprising grace. "Sir, the human ship is now within weapon range," Captain Rex reports. "Shall we open fire?" "Not yet," Admiral Voss replies. "Let them fire first. I want to see what their primitive weapons can do against our shields." The bridge crew waits in tense silence. The human ship grows larger on their screens. It's thick. Armor plates clearly visible now. Strange markings cover the hull symbols that look like they were painted by hand rather than etched by precision machines. Suddenly, the Defiance opens fire. The Kelvon officers expect to see primitive missiles or energy beams. Instead, they witness something completely unexpected. The human ship's main guns fire solid projectiles, but these are not ordinary shells. They move at incredible speed, glowing white-hot from their own velocity. "What are those?" Admiral Voss asks, standing from his command chair. Before anyone can answer, the projectiles strike the lead Kelvon destroyer. The energy shields that have protected the Empire's ships for decades flicker and fail. The solid rounds punch through the hull like paper, tarring massive holes in the alien vessel. The bridge falls silent. The destroyer lists to one side, venting atmosphere and debris. Its engines die, and the ship begins to drift helplessly through space. "Impossible," Captain Rex whispers. "Our shields should have stopped those completely." The scanner operator's voice shakes as he reports. "Sir, those projectiles were moving at 30% of light speed. The kinetic energy was enormous." Admiral Voss stares at the damaged destroyer. In 3 years of conquest, no enemy has ever penetrated their shields. The Kelvon Empire's defensive technology is the most advanced in the galaxy. How can crude human weapons succeed where sophisticated alien technology has failed? "Return fire," he commands. All ships target that human vessel. The Kelvon fleet responds instantly. Hundreds of plasma cannons charge and fire in perfect coordination. Brilliant beams of superheated energy streak toward the Defiance. Enough firepower to destroy a small moon. The human ship does not try to dodge. Instead, it continues its steady approach as the plasma beams strike its hull. The energy weapons splash against the thick armor like water against a rock. The Defiance emerges from the attack completely undamaged. How is that possible? "Captain," Rex demands. "Our weapons should have melted that primitive hull." The scanner operator studies his readings carefully. "Sir, the human ship appears to be using some kind of reactive armor. The plasma energy is being absorbed and redirected somehow." Admiral Voss feels a chill run down his spine. The humans are not using energy shields like every other spacefaring race. They are using something else, something the Kelvon Empire has never encountered before. The Defiance fires again. This time, multiple guns launch their deadly projectiles simultaneously. The rounds streak through space like miniature comets, each one carrying enough kinetic energy to crack a planet. 3 more Kelvon ships take direct hits. Their shields collapse under the massive impact, and the solid rounds tear through their hulls with devastating effect. One frigate breaks completely in half, its crew compartments exposed to the vacuum of space. "Sir," the communications officer calls out, "the human ship is broadcasting again." "Put it through," Admiral Voss orders, his voice tight with anger and confusion. Captain Blake's calm voice fills the bridge once more. "This is your final warning. Leave human space immediately, or we will destroy your entire fleet." The threat sounds absurd. 1 human ship against hundreds of Kelvon vessels? But the evidence floats before them. 4 destroyed warships that were supposed to be invincible. "Sir," Captain Rex says quietly, "perhaps we should withdraw and study this new technology. We can return with better tactics." Admiral Voss considers this. The smart choice would be to retreat and analyze what they have learned. But the Kelvon Empire has never retreated from battle. Their reputation for invincibility is the foundation of their power. No, he decides. We will adapt and overcome. Order all ships to maintain maximum distance and concentrate fire on their engines. If we cannot penetrate their armor, we will disable their propulsion. The fleet spreads out, trying to surround the human battleship. The Defiance continues its approach, seemingly unconcerned by the tactical maneuver. Its guns track the nearest Kelvon vessels with mechanical precision. Deep in the human ship's combat center, Captain Blake watches the alien fleet reposition. He has seen this pattern before in the simulation rooms, where human officers study alien tactics. The Kelvins are predictable, relying on their technological superiority rather than creative thinking. "Sir," his weapons officer reports, "all main guns are ready. Shall we show them what human engineering can really do?" Captain Blake nods grimly. The aliens have had their warning. Now they will learn why humanity survived every war it ever fought. The human way of war. The battle begins in earnest as the Kelvon fleet surrounds the Defiance. Admiral Voss watches his ships move into attack formation, their plasma cannons charging for concentrated fire. Surely 1 human ship cannot withstand the combined assault of his entire fleet. "All vessels, fire at will," he commands. Space erupts in brilliant light as hundreds of energy weapons discharge simultaneously. The plasma beams converge on the human battleship from every direction, creating a sphere of superheated energy that should vaporize any known material. But when the light fades, the Defiance remains intact. Its thick armor plates glow red-hot from the energy absorption, but the ship continues its steady advance. Heat radiators along the hull extend like fins, quickly cooling the absorbed energy and venting it into space. "Impossible," Captain Rex breathes. That much concentrated fire should have destroyed anything. The scanner operator's voice trembles as he reports, "Sir, the human ship is not just absorbing the energy. It appears to be storing it somehow." Admiral Voss frowns. Storing it? For what purpose? His question is answered moments later. The Defiance fires again, but this time something is different. The kinetic projectiles glow with captured plasma energy, their speed even greater than before. When they strike the Kelvon ships, the enhanced rounds tear through hulls and shields like they are made of tissue paper. 7 more ships fall to the devastating barrage. The Kelvon fleet, which has never lost a single vessel in battle, watches in horror as their comrades die around them. "Sir," the communications officer reports, "Captain Mills on the destroyer wants to know if we should retreat." Admiral Voss clenches his fists. Retreat? The word tastes bitter in his mouth. But his tactical training tells him this is no ordinary enemy. The humans fight unlike any species he has encountered. Negative, he responds. Order all ships to implement Dispersal Pattern 7. We will attack from maximum range and wear them down. The Kelvon fleet spreads out across a vast area of space, each ship maintaining its distance while firing at the human battleship. It is a sound tactic, one that has worked against every previous enemy. But the Defiance does not behave like previous enemies. Instead of trying to chase the scattered ships, it does something unexpected. The massive vessel begins to rotate slowly, presenting different sections of its armor to the incoming fire. What are they doing? Captain Rex asks. The answer becomes clear as the human ship completes its rotation. The Defiance has multiple weapon systems positioned around its hull, each one designed for different tactical situations. As it spins, different gun batteries come into firing position. The first barrage targets the Kelvon ships on the port side. Solid projectiles streak through space at incredible velocity, each one finding its mark with precision accuracy. The alien ships try to dodge, but the human weapons seem to predict their movements. Sir, the scanner operator reports, the human ship is using some kind of predictive targeting system. It is calculating our movement patterns. Admiral Voss realizes the truth with growing dread. The humans are not just using different weapons, they are using different tactics entirely. While the Kelvon Empire relies on superior technology and overwhelming firepower, the humans appear to rely on adaptability and strategic thinking. The Defiance continues its rotation, bringing new weapons to bear on different sections of the fleet. Each gun battery fires with devastating effect, picking off Kelvon ships one by one. The aliens find themselves caught in a deadly dance, unable to close distance without being destroyed. Sir, Captain Rex says urgently, we have lost 37 ships. The fleet is requesting permission to withdraw. Admiral Voss watches another destroyer explode under human fire. His invincible fleet is being systematically dismantled by a single enemy vessel. The tactical situation is impossible. His ships cannot penetrate the human armor, while every human shot finds its mark. Send a message to the human ship, he orders. Tell them we wish to negotiate. The communications officer hesitates. Sir, the Empire has never negotiated with primitives before. These are not primitives, Admiral Voss replies grimly. Send the message. Minutes later, Captain Blake's voice fills the bridge. This is the Defiance. We are listening. We wish to discuss terms, Admiral Voss admits, the words feeling strange in his mouth. The terms are simple, Captain Blake responds. Leave human space immediately and never return. Tell your Empire that Earth and all human colonies are under our protection. Admiral Voss looks around his bridge. His officers stare at him with shocked expressions. The mighty Kelvon Empire, brought low by a single human ship? And if we refuse, he asks, then we will destroy every ship in your fleet, Captain Blake says calmly. The choice is yours. The scanner operator suddenly speaks up. Sir, I am detecting multiple new contacts approaching from the outer system. Admiral Voss looks at the tactical display and feels his blood turn to ice. 12 more human battleships are emerging from hyperspace. Each one is massive and threatening as the Defiance. Admiral, Captain Blake's voice continues, meet the rest of the Terran Defense Fleet. We were hoping you would see reason before. They arrived. The full measure Admiral Voss stares at the tactical display as 12 more human battleships take position around his fleet. Each vessel is unique in design, but all share the same brutal efficiency as the Defiance. Some are longer and sleeker, others are compact and heavily armored. All of them bristle with weapons that have already proven deadly. Sir, Captain Rex whispers, we are completely surrounded. The Kelvon fleet, once numbering in the hundreds, now has fewer than 60 ships remaining. They hang in space like wounded animals, their formation broken and their confidence shattered. The human vessels move with coordinated precision, each one taking position to maximize their field of fire. "This is impossible," Admiral Voss mutters. Intelligence reports said the humans had only basic space technology. The scanner operator checks his readings again. "Sir, these ships are not showing up on our deep space sensors. They must have some kind of advanced stealth technology." Admiral Voss realizes the truth with growing horror. The humans have been watching the Kelvon Empire's advance for months, maybe years. They have studied alien tactics, learned from every battle, and prepared accordingly. The Defiance was never alone. It was bait to draw the fleet into a trap. "Admiral," Captain Blake's voice returns, "you have 60 seconds to begin your withdrawal from human space. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war." "Sir," Captain Rex pleads, "we should retreat. We can return with reinforcements." But Admiral Voss knows there will be no returning. If news of this defeat reaches the Empire, his career will be over. The Kelvon military has never lost a battle, never retreated from an enemy. How can he explain that one primitive world has destroyed his invincible fleet? "All ships," he commands. "Prepare for final assault. We will ram their vessels if necessary." The desperate order spreads through the fleet. Kelvon ships begin accelerating toward the human battleships, their crews prepared to die rather than face the shame of defeat. It is a brave but futile gesture. The human response is swift and merciless. All 13 battleships open fire simultaneously, their combined firepower creating a wall of destruction. The enhanced kinetic projectiles streak through space like meteors, each one guided by advanced targeting systems. The first wave of Kelvon ships simply disappears under the barrage. Their hulls are torn apart by the massive impact, their crews killed instantly. The second wave tries to dodge, but the human weapons track their movements with mechanical precision. "Sir," the weapons officer on the Defiance reports to Captain Blake, "enemy fleet is down to 27 vessels. Shall we continue firing?" Captain Blake watches the tactical display with grim satisfaction. The alien fleet is broken, scattered, and demoralized. But he takes no pleasure in the slaughter. War is a necessary evil, not a celebration. "Cease fire," he orders. "Let them see what they are facing." The human guns fall silent, leaving the surviving Kelvon ships drifting in space. The sudden quiet is more terrifying than the battle itself. The aliens realize they are completely at the mercy of their human enemies. "Admiral Voss," Captain Blake's voice fills the Kelvon bridge. "Your fleet is defeated. You have 2 choices: surrender and be escorted from human space, or continue fighting and be destroyed." Admiral Voss looks around his bridge. His officers stare at him with desperate eyes, waiting for his decision. The proud Kelvon Empire, conqueror of 47 star systems, has been brought low by a single human world. "How?" he asks, his voice barely a whisper. "How did your primitive species defeat us?" Captain Blake's response is calm and measured. "We are not primitive, Admiral. We are survivors. For 10,000 years, humans have fought wars against each other. We have learned to adapt, to overcome, to find victory even in defeat. Your empire conquered worlds that had never known true warfare. You have never faced an enemy that treats war as an art form." The truth hits Admiral Voss like a physical blow. The Kelvon Empire has grown soft in its success. They have relied on their technological superiority for so long that they have forgotten the fundamental principles of warfare. The humans, by contrast, have never stopped fighting, never stopped learning, never stopped improving. "Sir," Captain Rex says quietly, "the crew is requesting permission to surrender. Admiral Voss closes his eyes. The weight of defeat presses down on him like a crushing force. But he is still responsible for the lives of his remaining crew members. "This is Admiral Voss," he broadcasts to the human fleet. "The Kelvon Empire ... surrenders. We request safe passage from your space." "Granted," Captain Blake responds immediately. "Form a single column and follow the designated course. Any deviation will be considered hostile action." The surviving Kelvon ships move into formation, their proud hulls scarred and broken. As they begin their long journey home, Admiral Voss knows that everything has changed. The galaxy will never be the same. The age of Kelvon dominance is over. The age of humanity has begun. The new reality. 3 months after the Battle of Earth, the galaxy trembles with change. News of the Kelvon Empire's defeat spreads faster than light itself, carried by traders, refugees, and diplomatic couriers to every corner of known space. In the Imperial Palace on Kelvon Prime, Emperor Drac sits upon his throne of black stone, reading reports that seem impossible to believe. His greatest fleet, commanded by his best admiral, destroyed by a single primitive world. The survivors. Accounts sound like the ravings of madmen. "Projectile weapons that move at light speed," he mutters, reviewing Admiral Voss's debriefing. "Armor that absorbs energy and redirects it. Ships that appear from nowhere, using stealth technology we cannot detect." High General Kane, the Empire's military commander, stands before the throne with his head bowed. "Your Majesty, we have analyzed the wreckage that Admiral Voss brought back. The human weapons are unlike anything we have encountered." Emperor Drac crushes the report in his fist. "How can primitives who have barely left their home world possess such technology?" "They are not primitives, Your Majesty," General Kane replies carefully. "Our intelligence was wrong. The humans have been spacefaring for longer than we thought, and their military technology is based on principles we never considered." The Emperor rises from his throne, his face dark with anger. "Then we will build new weapons, design new tactics. The Empire does not bow to anyone." "Your Majesty," General Kane says quietly, "there is more. The humans have sent a message to all inhabited worlds. They are offering protection to any species that wishes to join their alliance." Emperor Drac's blood runs cold. "An alliance? Against us?" 17 worlds have already accepted their offer, General Kane admits. "The Altair colonies, the Centauri Federation, even some of our own outer territories. They are calling it the Terran Defense Coalition. Across the galaxy, the human message plays on every communication channel. Captain Blake's calm voice speaks to billions of beings, offering hope to those who have lived in fear of Kelvon expansion. To all civilized species, the message begins. Humanity extends an offer of friendship and mutual protection. We have seen what happens when aggressive empires are allowed to expand unchecked. The Terran Defense Coalition stands ready to defend any world that seeks peace and freedom. On the bridge of the Defiance, now orbiting the liberated world of New Haven, Captain Blake watches the latest intelligence reports. The Kelvon Empire is in chaos, their military leadership arguing over how to respond to this unprecedented challenge. "Sir," his communications officer reports, "we have received requests for assistance from 43 different star systems. They are all asking for protection from Imperial forces." Captain Blake nods grimly. The war is far from over. The Kelvon Empire still controls hundreds of worlds and maintains a massive military force. But their aura of invincibility is broken, and subject species are beginning to rebel. "What is our fleet status?" he asks. "All 37 battleships are operational and ready for deployment," the officer responds. Admiral Chun reports that the new construction yards on Mars are producing vessels ahead of schedule. The human military has been preparing for this moment for decades. While the galaxy saw Earth as a divided, primitive world, human engineers were building weapons in secret asteroid bases and hidden shipyards. The Terran Defense Fleet is just the beginning. On the planet Vega 7, formerly a Kelvon colony, crowds gather in the streets to celebrate their liberation. The human battleship Resilience hangs in orbit like a protective guardian, its crew working with local authorities to establish a new government. Commander Stone, the ship's captain, meets with the Planetary Council in the capital city. "We are not here to conquer," he tells the assembled delegates. "We are here to ensure that you have the right to determine your own future." The council members, representatives of 6 different alien species, look at each other with wonder. For the first time in their lives, they are free to make their own choices. "What do you want in return?" asks Counselor Thames, a reptilian being who has lived under Imperial rule for 50 years. "Alliance," Commander Stone replies simply. "Stand with us against those who would enslave others. Help us build a galaxy where all species can live in peace." Back on Earth, in the underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains, Fleet, Admiral Ross studies the strategic situation. The galaxy is changing faster than anyone predicted. The Kelvon Empire's subject worlds are declaring independence, while other aggressive species are beginning to reconsider their expansion plans. "Sir," his aide reports, "we have confirmation that the Helix Confederation has withdrawn their invasion fleet from the Rigel system. They cite changing galactic conditions as their reason." Admiral Ross allows himself a small smile. The message is clear. Humanity will not tolerate unprovoked aggression. The galaxy's bullies are learning that there is a new power watching. Over the week, the age of conquest is ending. The age of protection has begun. And at the center of it all stands humanity, not as conquerors, but as guardians of those who cannot protect themselves. Asterisk.